Peace and blessings. This is your brother Khepra, Ptah, also known as Ancient Wisdom Keeper. Today we're going to talk about whether or not plants are sentient. Meaning, are plants capable of subjective experience, awareness, or even rudimentary consciousness? This has sparked intense debate across biology, philosophy, and cognitive science. While traditional science has long dismissed plant sentience due to their lack of a nervous system, recent studies have begun to challenge this assumption by revealing astonishing complexity in plant behavior and signaling. Sentience typically refers to the capacity to feel, perceive, or experience subjectivity, such as in animals. This is linked to a central nervous system. Plants, however, lack neurons in the brain, which has led many scientists to argue they cannot be sentient. Yet, some researchers propose a broader definition, one that considers cognitive-like behavior, adaptive responses, and communication as potential indicators of sentience. One of the most provocative findings come from experiments showing that plants respond to anesthetics similarly to animals. For example, Mimosa pudica, the sensitive plant, stops folding its leaves when exposed to diethyl ether or lidocaine, suggesting a disruption in its internal signaling. Researchers observed electrical wave patterns in the leaves that resemble neural activity, hinting at a functional analog to a nervous system. Studies also have shown that plants can exhibit habituation, a basic form of learning. In one experiment, Mimosa pudica was repeatedly dropped without harm. Over time, the plant stopped reacting, suggesting that it had learned. The stimulus was non-threatening. This behavior persisted even after days without exposure, implying a form of memory retention, a trait once thought exclusive to animals. Plants engage in sophisticated chemical signaling, both above and below ground. When attacked by pests, some plants release volatile organic compounds that warn nearby plants to activate their defenses. Underground mycorrhizal networks connect roots across species, allowing for the exchange of nutrients and biochemical messages. These networks function like a distributed intelligence system, coordinating responses across ecosystems. Though plants lack neurons, some researchers argue that their vascular systems, especially the phloem, serve as a functional equivalent to an animal's nervous system. These systems transmit electrical and chemical signals rapidly across the plant's body, enabling coordination or a coordinated response to stimuli. This structural complexity challenges the assumption that sentience requires neurons. A recent philosophical paper proposes a theory-like approach to studying plant sentience. Instead of demanding direct evidence of consciousness, researchers should look for clusters of cognitive abilities, such as learning, memory, and decision-making, that are typically facilitated by consciousness in animals. This framework opens the door to empirical testing without relying on anthropocentric models. Some plants demonstrate what we call altruistic behavior, that is, behavior of such towards genetically related individuals. For instance, Kakili adentula, that is, the sea rocket, grows fewer roots when planted near kin, reducing competition. This suggests a form of social awareness and recognition, which could be interpreted as a rudimentary form of sentience, or at least intentional behavior. Plants often face complex environmental challenges and must make decisions about growth, resource allocation, and defense. For example, Arabidopsis thaliana can alter its root growth direction based on nutrient gradients, moisture, and even the presence of neighboring roots. These decisions are not random. They reflect goal-directed behavior, a hallmark of cognitive processing. Despite these findings, mainstream science remains cautious. Critics argue that behavioral complexity does not equate to subjective experience without a clear mechanism for consciousness, such as a brain or neural correlates. Many scientists hesitate to label plants as sentient. Still, the growing body of evidence suggests that plants may possess non-neural forms of awareness that challenge traditional boundaries. Ultimately, the study of plants signifies us to think in a term of an intelligent universe in an intelligent world on an intelligent planet. It has been known by indigenous people all over the planet that you can communicate with plants, and plants have been known to communicate back. This invites us to also rethink the nature of consciousness itself. If sentience is not limited to brains or neurons, then it may be a spectrum of awareness that manifests in diverse biological systems. Plants, with their intricate signaling, adaptive behavior, and interconnectivity, may represent a non-animal model of cognition, one that expands our understanding of life, intelligence, and the nature of experience. There is more to come, and we shall ponder on this some more in the so-called future. Till then, this is your brother Khepra Ptah, signing out. Peace.